Hey folks, Rob here with another Rob Plays, and this time we're looking at Badlands, the conversion of the Atari Games 1989 arcade game. Let's finish starting up. I'm actually playing this off the cartridge, as was originally released on disc and tape, at least from the reviews, but ended up being released as a cartridge for the GS. Now, the original game came out in 1989. This conversion was handled by Teque London and published by Domark a year later, where it didn't exactly set the world on fire. So the idea is, let's just put it down simply, super sprint with guns. You've got two players here. I prefer joy style A, that's button to accelerate, left or right to steer. Joy style B swaps the accelerate and fire, so it's fire to accelerate, left right to steer, down to shoot. And joy style B is up to accelerate, left right to steer, fire to shoot. So I prefer joy style A. And you have two players, you wait for join in, arcade style, and boom. So you can literally see, in fact, this, for anyone who's played Super Sprint well will remember this is one of the early tracks. And basic idea is that you've been after a, post-apocalypse, after a nuclear war, and people like to go racing in the Badlands. Violent races and whatnot. So it's pretty realistic. So the basic idea is, you go through these courses, race, try to win, like in Super Sprint, collect the spanners, again like in Super Sprint. The big difference is, in Super Sprint you had to collect 4 to actually get the power, to get an upgrade. Here they're actually used as currency. So the idea is, you can sort of see at the bottom, I've got 8 of them, and that's the first race. Alright, now here we are. You've got time to do some upgrades. Now, so going from top to bottom, you've got missiles, which are offensive weapon. By default, you have a cannon. The missiles are a lot more destructive. Tires help for like steering. Turbo is acceleration. Speed is speed. Shields is resist missiles. So I'm going to probably leave it at that for now. So, alright. It's lucky I got missiles because they'll come in really handy. Like now. Oops. And I just wasted. So in the case of missiles, you basically get a pack of 4. And I've just wasted. And I've just wasted a pack of them. Oh. So your cannon, which is what you're armed with when you don't have missiles, is just more of a distraction piece. And then your missiles do the real damage where they just destabilize an opponent. Now, this could go well, but probably not, because he's about to finish. Alright, I've lost a credit. There's one thing I do like with this, actually, is that you do have credits available. It's not like in Super Sprint where it's game over. So in this case, you can continue. So I'm going to put some on missiles, and I'm probably going to put something on turbo. And the tracks themselves tend to have a lot of the Super Sprint style tricks. You've got the bits that go around, you've got the gates that open and close, you've got the bridges and sections you pass underneath. And all in all, there's 8 courses, and in the course of a game, you play them twice. You play them forwards like we are now, and once you complete those, then you go play them backwards. Yeah, missile hit. That's something I tend to find really annoying, is that just the collisions are a bit iffy, and I've had cases where the AI has been really dodgy in terms of, man, missed the power up. And you can sort of see the green car, both cars have gotten stuck. Thankfully, a missile, you can see, even though I've taken him out, that red car is still stuck behind the scenery, which is a bit silly. So we got 3 wrenches this time. Alright. I mean, the graphics, they're a bit... The graphics aren't the best, to be honest. I think that they could have done a better job, and that's... I think leads to one of the problems I have with the game, is that because it was originally released on tape and disc, it was released as a... It's basically a single load. Ah, man. Damn it. This is a game where you really need 2 fire buttons. So... missed the power up. It really needs 2 fire buttons so you don't get yourself confused. That's sort of the big problem I guess I have with the game, is it just feels, it does get a little frustrating at points. The controls are not the best for your standard 4-way joystick, 4-way joystick setup. I've wasted missiles. I've wasted quite a lot of missiles in playing, which is a bit of a disappointment. And the other thing is, the graphics are a bit limiting. Like, because they squeezed all 8 tracks into a single load, the graphics are a bit limited in spots. Which, I understand, was still a predominantly, this is a game developed in the UK, it's predominantly a tape-based market. And the result of that means that you've got to factor in the cassette. I didn't have enough to be able to go to the shop that time. That's not good. Memory serve. Those collisions are annoying. The last time I played this is the track I lost out on, so I'm guessing the same thing's going to happen here. About to be lapped. Yeah, there's not a crazy amount to say, actually. You have your thing. You've got 2-player mode in there, which is simultaneous, which is always nice. All up, what do I dig? I think it's good to have 2-player games. They're always warranted. Have we got enough? Got enough for some missiles. And the track design, I do like the design. There's a good, the circuits do offer a good set of hazards. Things like crossovers and sections where you go underneath and whatever else. And like that jump. But then there are things like, as usual, a lot of these games, the AI is just ridiculously hard at points, but also rather silly that they'll get themselves trapped on the course. Oh, I can refill missiles. That is the most useful add-on. And as usual, we get the Super Sprint style helicopter. And I'm about to lose, so this means it's game over. That's what I don't like. The AI, the graphics, as I said, I've been playing the kart version. That's the version I actually own. And in all honesty, I think the controls aren't as good as they could be. But on kart, I think that's the biggest problem, because this is really wasted on kart. It's a 64K kart, and because it was released on disc and tape, although I've never seen a disc copy, dump of the disc copy, it really is a waste on that format. The music's fine. The other graphics are fine. It's just those in-game track graphics look a bit rubbish. Collisions are a bit frustrating, as are, like, the weapons they add, but they also take away from the game, I feel, because they just mean that, it's about just lighting up and using a weapon rather than skillful driving, and that's what it feels like. The progression curve feels a lot harder compared to, say, Super Sprint. And yeah, the AI is just inconsistent. I was able to have cases where the AI would hit the walls. I mean, the only other thing I can talk about is really reviews, and it got slagged a bit at initial release. Zapped were fairly scathing because they rated it 41%, and that, I think, is a little too harsh. They later revised it when they did the budget release at 60. In Commodore format, we gave it 78, and for me, I think it sits in the middle. It's an alright game, especially when you have friends, but probably gets a little dull too fast in single player. And with that, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, please do consider doing so as I bring more gameplays out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please do consider leaving a thumbs up or a comment down below. If you want to see new videos as I release them, go ahead and hit the subscribe link for more.